Welcome back to the Strong Conversations podcast, live at the Simpson Strong Tie booth here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the International Builder Show. I'm Sam Marcoux, as always, and I am joined right now by my very special guest, Miss Madison Saab. How are you doing, Madison?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I am doing well. My voice is not very happy with me.
Well, it is, what are we on, day 2 now?
I believe it's day 2. Well, if you don't go to sleep, Madison, it's really just one long day.
Right.
And that's kind of what it is bananas out there right now. I mean, you can see the floor, the folks here. If you can see it, you would notice that there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people just walking through Central Hall right now as we record this. Before we get into the International Builder Show and everything going on right there, I let everybody know your name. She's with A Better Blind. What do you do for A Better Blind, and how long have you been doing it for?
I am Vice President of National Accounts, and I am very new to A Better Blind. I started in October of last year, so new to the blind business, but not new to the industry.
Yeah, I think I met you in October, and when I met you on like a Wednesday, you were somewhere else, and then on Thursday, you reintroduced yourself, and you were with A Better Blind, and I'm like, did I just make that up? But you just switched not too long ago.
Yeah, and actually your conference that you all put together was one of my first days at A Better Blind. So fresh stuff there for me and learning a ton, but it's been fantastic so far.
How long have you been in the industry overall?
So I was at alarm.com before A Better Blind and have been in the building industry piece of it for about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Was at alarm.com altogether for about a decade. So really had a fantastic opportunity to learn a ton about the security and smart home automation industry, but had an amazing opportunity to kind of really manage the builder channel and kind of carve my teeth there a little bit. And it's been fantastic. I really love the industry and have had such amazing opportunities.
It's one of the reasons why solving the labor issue for the construction industry as a whole needs to be solved, and there's lots of programs and lots of different organizations that are doing that, because once you get into this industry, it's really hard to leave. I mean, there's just, especially on the builder side, there's so many great personalities, so much technology. People don't really think of the building industry as being, technologically advanced, but you walk the floor here at IBS, and there's just technology everywhere. Software, AI, smart homes like you're talking about. It's just omnipresent. And it's one of the reasons I started when I was 19 into this industry, and I just never left. I was like, they're going to have to get rid of me because it was so much fun, and we're having a great time. And you are now one of us. You're here. You're probably going to be a lifer. You're going to be in this industry. I mean, we were just out there talking to a lot of mutual friends. I mean, our friends Nate and Tina and Chad, everyone's out there. So you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the industry, and you're enjoying the new role.
I am, yeah. If I would have asked myself 10 plus years ago coming out of college, like what I would be doing with my career, I never would have had selling blinds to home builders on my bingo card. But no, the building industry as a whole is such a close-knit industry.
Yeah.
It's so big, there's so many different manufacturers, but at the same time, everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
Everyone wants everyone else to succeed and sharing best practices, and you guys have such a great platform that you've created to allow manufacturers to collaborate and share best practices. And I know I'm thankful for it and kind of leveraging a lot of those connections, and it's just been fantastic. I hope to be a lifer.
Yeah, well, we'll allow it. As a card-carrying lifelong member, we need more people. We're recruiting you in. So let me back up, because you said 10 years ago this wasn't on your bingo card. What was on the bingo card? What was the dream growing up, or the dream coming out of college? Like, I'm going to go spend my life doing this for work.
I didn't really know going into college. I had a degree in industrial engineering, and that was something that I saw potential in, that I could do a lot of different things with. I went to WVU, go Mountaineers, so was at a career fair there, and alarm.com was happening to be recruiting there. Went to go talk to them and fell in love with that company right off the bat. Just a really great culture.
Yeah.
And had the opportunity to started on an inside sales capacity. That sales team's kind of broken up into two different parts, inside sales and outside sales, covering each of the territories, and they have over 11,000 service provider partners that they work through. So it was great to be able to just learn the security and home automation industry through those partners. But then about 3 or 4 years into my career there, had the opportunity to kind of take a little bit of a different route. My boss at the time was starting a new division within the sales team that focused on strategic sales.
Okay.
So with the goal of really developing new vertical growth markets for the company, and we identified builder as being one of those strategic verticals. And he asked me to come over and lead the builder channel with him. So it was great to be able to be that dedicated person, because I kind of view it as kind of having a top-down and bottom-up strategy.
Yeah.
We have all those service providers that you have those local, regional relationships with a lot of builders, but Alarm.com at the time didn't have anyone that was focused on that top-down. So it was great to be able to build those relationships, educate builders on really how to define smart home technology, and develop these relationships that have really allowed Alarm.com to be prevalent in the industry, become standards with partners like D.R. Horton, Century, and others. But then leveraging all those relationships now with what I'm doing at A Better Blind.
Well, that's the name of the game, right? Getting the word out there. So when you come to IBS, obviously in a new role, new company, what are you personally looking to accomplish here when you come to an event like this? Because again, new role, you're established, people know who you are, but you're with a new company. So what's the game plan when you come to a show?
For me, it kind of is a three-prong approach. First, you definitely want to take advantage of just everyone being here at the show, all of the builders that you want to have FaceTime with, whether that be existing partners or ones that you're prospecting. And this is just a great venue to do that. So taking advantage of that is probably the number one purpose for us. Secondly is those manufacturers. Like I mentioned before, it's so great to be able to collaborate and share best practices and hear what you guys are hearing from builders and sharing all of that. And I've developed so many great relationships just on the manufacturing side that it's great to catch up with all of those folks and see what they're doing and seeing how the markets may be changing, how they're marketing, talking about their product. And so that's always top of mind for me as well. And then third is just walking the show, getting a feel for really who's investing in builder, and like I said, just how they're tweaking their messaging, their marketing to fit where we're at right now.
So what have you seen so far at this show that aligns with that strategy? Are you getting what you came for?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting where we are right now and trying to meet builders where they need to be. Because obviously it's a challenging market, right? So you've got interest rates that are higher than they've been over the last few years, coupled with trying to create an affordable home and product that they're going to market with. And then for us at A Better Blind, we're in a really unique position where builders are trying to make homes more affordable, but in order to sell those homes and compete with the resale market, they need to offer differentiators or incentives to be able to do that. Technology is a big differentiator, but also blinds can be as well, because people want to move into a home that is move-in ready.
Madison, you couldn't be more right on that. I bought my house 5 years ago, and I never consider blinds. I don't consider curtains. I just don't. Until you move into the house and you're like, everybody can see into my house right now. I have nothing on the walls. It's very bare, and it was pretty obvious.
You can see your neighbors right across.
It's like high-fiving them, like, hey, what's going on? And you're right. And one of the things that I heard from a builder a while back, and it really put it in perspective, was they're a new home builder, and they said, we're competing against other new home builders, but we're competing against existing inventory and people that can buy a house, close, and move in, and it's ready. So we need to be able to, close that cycle time and get them ready to move in as soon as possible and have it almost turnkey. Everything needs to be done. People don't want to mess with it. After they move in, it's exhausting to move into a house. And everything that goes into it, if you're going to a new city and if you have kids or whatever it is, you get new dentists and schools and all of it that goes into it. So they don't want to mess with everything. And if the blinds could be taken care of in this case, it should be. So is that kind of part of the strategy, is trying to figure out, okay, how do we help the builder have that move-in ready feel?
It is, yeah. It's putting together incentive programs for them that they can roll out nationwide. And if you think about it, of all the incentives that builders are probably offering their home buyers, blinds is probably one of the more cost-effective ones that they can do, and it's going to be widely applicable. No one's going to bring blinds with them from their previous home. They might bring an appliance. They might, there are things that people will take with them from their previous house. Blinds probably not one of those things.
Yeah, you're right.
And to your point, exactly, like going out and going to big box retailers after they've moved in is just another headache and hassle, because you have to worry about someone coming out to measure and all of those things, that if the builder can just take care of that on behalf of the home buyer, it's just one less thing that they're having to think about, for sure.
So what's, you've been in this new role, about 5 months? So we do the math on that? So what's the thing that you didn't know that you now know about the blind business? You're like, wow, I would have never thought of that. I would have never known that if I hadn't taken this role. What's the number one thing?
Well, I think for me, kind of taking a little bit of a step back, like I've been so fortunate in my career that I've had fantastic mentorship. Just to name drop a little bit, like when I started at Alarm, my boss, Sean Berry, is really a visionary in the space, and having him really help guide me in my journey and career, like that was just such a amazing opportunity and things that he opened my eyes to. And the same thing can be said now that I'm with A Better Blind. Tom Saab is a legend in the industry, and having his mentorship has been just phenomenal. And if you think about technology, blinds is kind of a 180 from that, right? Like on the technology side, you had to keep up every single week. There was a new build, a new deployment, things that you just have to stay on top of, and it's always evolving and always changing. On the blind side, we, predominantly what we sell is one SKU. It's 2-inch faux wood blinds. But for me, it's been eye-opening, because at Alarm, it was mainly software focused, right? And I had very limited visibility in terms of the manufacturing component of that. And so it's been amazing learning about the journey, and it's also just a very different company. Alarm is a publicly traded company, and A Better Blind is a family-owned private company that just focuses on the building industry, it's great. It's refreshing to just be able to have that focus and be dedicated to be a reliable partner for all the builders in the industry.
And so much right there that you just hit on. I'm like, that's a great point. But let's go to that. So you publicly traded, like Simpson Strong-Tie, publicly traded company, versus that family-owned, probably wildly different cultures. Not one's good and one's bad or anything like that, just different. And you've got to experience both of those, which again, going to being a lifer, getting all those experiences helps you understand it and work with different builders that might have a public-facing, entity versus privately owned,
right?
And understanding the differences and how to navigate through those pain points. So that's incredible. But you mentioned mentorship. I'm huge on that, and I'm always curious. Now, did you seek out mentors, or did they seek you out, or was it just kind of a natural thing that happened?
It was kind of a natural thing that happened. In both cases, it's my direct boss that really became my mentor, but I've been so fortunate. The people that were leading the organizations that I was a part of, and at my previous company, Sean did a really good job at really helping me become the face of what we were doing, and creating these opportunities for me to really kind of carve my name into the industry, and I'm so thankful for that. And it's just been a fantastic experience. And even if I hadn't had the opportunity where they were a direct boss, to your point, like it's so good to have that mentor that you can bounce ideas off of, and they can really help give you ideas, and really just allow you to develop and be a stronger person within the industry.
Yeah. So at some point, have you found yourself in that mentor role yet for anybody? Is there anybody that you've kind of said, I can help them?
I definitely have, and I enjoy that myself. Yeah. Right now, since I'm just getting started at A Better Blind, I'm not managing anyone. I'm kind of just figuring myself out a little bit. But in my previous role, I had a few different individuals that did report to me, and I really considered them almost little sisters that I can help them break into the industry and really share experiences that I've had to ultimately help them grow their careers. Yeah. And I think that's so valuable to have someone like that you can look up to and really see what they've done in the industry and how you can follow their footsteps and even go beyond what they've been doing.
It leaves such an impact. I mean, I have my mentors, and most of them now, because I'm old now, are probably retired, but I still remember them. I've been at Simpson 23 years, and I could remember people that when I first started at 19 really helped me out. I had no business being in this industry or meeting with the people that I was meeting with at that young of an age, but I had people that were patient, that guided me. And it's fun to kind of give that back now. If you see somebody that's got potential, you see somebody that's working really hard, and they just need a little bit of whatever, some lane lines to keep them going forward. If you can give that back, it makes such a huge impact on those people. So I mean, you name dropped a couple people already, so obviously that's true. So what's the big challenge for you guys right now at A Better Blind? Like, what are you guys looking to solve? What's the puzzle piece that needs to get put down to complete it?
We're actually in a very fortunate position that our product is solid. We don't have quality issues, everything, or warranty issues, those types of challenges that I think a lot of people have. Yeah. And our ownership fortunately had a ton of foresight during the last Trump administration to go out and diversify where we're sourcing products. So the challenges that a lot of people are facing now around tariffs, that's something that we've already kind of taken care of on our side, and sourcing from countries like Cambodia and Taiwan and Vietnam. So what we're really trying to do is just create these incentive-based programs for builders, and really they understand the value, like we discussed already. Yeah. Like, when people move into their homes on day one, they want to be able to just move in, it be ready, it be done. And so it's just, as builders are trying to think about costs and cutting costs from their home, really just getting them to understand the bigger picture of why there is value there and how we can help put together programs for them, because really no one else in the industry from a blinds perspective is doing what we're doing and has that nationwide network of dealers that we can rely on and are super strong in all of our markets. And so it's just kind of helping play matchmaker a lot of times with our strongest dealer partners and putting them in front of our builder partners as well.
That's cool. Well, I'm so glad you're here, because I need blinds eventually anyway, so maybe you can guide me and my journey and we can figure out, what you guys could do, if you guys could figure out a way so I know which of the little strings to pull so that the blinds actually come down the right way. Hey, I've never been able to figure that out.
I can do you one better. They're all cordless now.
Are they?
Yes.
How does that work?
That was something a couple of years ago. It was a choking hazard for small children.
I can see that,
the industry as a whole has transitioned to cordless blinds now.
How do you get them to go up and down?
It's just a mechanism within the blind that wherever you raise or lower it to, it just stays right in that position.
Truly a better blind.
It is.
Well, Madison, thank you so much for being here on the show. Thank you all for listening to and watching Strong Conversations. Stay tuned. We have more content live from the Simpson Strong Tie booth here at IBS 2025. Stay tuned.